Hello, and welcome to the year 2026. This is Boss Barrel Radio, and we are here to talk about the games of 2025. I'm Griff Hoffmann, and with me is Jeff Brewer.
What's up?
James Scherer.
Not an AI.
Collin Connett.
Also not an AI.
All right. Hey, what better time to talk about video games of the prior year? So let's kick it right off. We're going to do a little format kind of change up from last year. And this is going to be a more fast and loose approach where it's just going to be talk about what you want. You know, you can start at the number 1 on the list. You can start at number 10. You don't even have to have a list. You just be like, here's some games that I liked last year. I would just say that maybe one thing to keep in mind is like, let's use this as a forum to have some fun, meaningful discussion. So like, I wouldn't talk about a completely mid-game that wouldn't have any reason to be talked about. So with that, with those ground rules clearly set, where we're not doing upsy, downsy, upsy, inversies, and all that other shit. What games do you guys like from last year? Geoff?
Well, hey, I liked a lot of games last year. I think the game that I was... Actually, I'll talk about a game that I like that I feel like is people are sleeping on, which is Donkey Kong Bananza. Mostly because people should buy Switch 2s and they should play that game. It's fun. It's a Mario, you know, in all but name, basically. I mean, it's a Mario, but you're a big donkey Mario, and you can break stuff. And instead of collecting moons or stars, you're collecting bananas. Don't worry about it. No, it's a great game. What can I say about Bananza that I haven't already said? I just think, you know, we don't get too many platformers anymore. I know Astrobot was a thing, and I know I should have played it, and I didn't.
Oh.
But just a joyous, celebratory, big, you know, good budget platforming game. They just don't come around so much anymore. And I think that it is hard to do them well, but really Nintendo kind of has, I mean, again, have not played Astrobot, so I know, but I think Nintendo kind of has that whole area of gaming on lock, and it's a great game.
The craziest thing to me...
Did anyone else play Bananza?
I did,
Sorry,
and the craziest thing to me about that game is that I loaded it up, I start playing, and it feels incredible. And like, the second thought I have after the first one, which was, this feels incredible, is I bet this is going to feel incredible for 5 minutes and then I'm going to get really bored of it. And that never happened. And I've played many, many hours of that game. I haven't played as much of it as I would have liked, but that simple mechanic, the way that you smash stuff in that game, somehow did not get boring. And I don't know if that has to do with the incredible and varied level design. I don't know if it has to do with just the quality of the controls themselves, which are somewhat kind of unique, which is always kind of fun in a game when I play a game and I'm like, oh, I haven't played a game that controls exactly like this. That's kind of exciting. I don't know why it didn't get boring to me. I don't know, Geoff, did you have that experience, or did it lose its luster after time?
It's interesting you describe that, because I feel like I had the same thought, Jamie, of like, hey, this is kind of fun to break the whole level, but this is going to get really old really fast. And then I think you recalibrate and you start engaging with the progression of the game, and you realize you don't have to destroy the entire level. Yep. And like, you kind of reformat the way you play the game, and it just becomes like a really good collectathon.
Exactly.
which feels like a slight, but it's not. Like, it's just an exploration game through and through, not unlike Odyssey in my opinion, which was, I'd consider an exploration game for the most part. There are a few challenge rooms, but I'd say for the most part it's just like, hey, there's you slap the ground, because that's like your little radar. They're like, oh, there's a banana over there, like, how do I get there? And then you just get there, and it's just like a little micro puzzle after micro puzzle, and the whole destruction element never fully recedes, but it kind of settles in where it belongs, which I think is not necessarily as primary as I originally thought.
It also just feels very unique because of that reward loop that you just described. You're not working towards a star every level. It's like 1,000 little stars every level, which I feel like I don't play many games these days that are like that. Even some more modern platformers that I've played and enjoyed recently, like Big Hops or Karen, I think is how you pronounce it. you're still working towards a bigger goal. And in this, it's like, no, there's like little, it's 1,000 little hors d'oeuvres. It's really, and it's delectable.
Yeah, and I think something else that I love about Nintendo games, and I don't know if this is just because they have such an involved fan base, but they seem to always have like sequence breaking in their platformers. I think they've tried to eliminate that. Well, their relationship with sequence breaking has kind of ebbed and flowed, I think, in their broader portfolio of games. But in the platforming titles, they always have it. And so, for example, like I found a random sequence break myself. As you're traversing in this game, you're like falling further and further to different levels, and every level has a theme. One of the levels is a racing level, and they want you to race on. I'll spoil it because the game is like at this point, almost a year old. You're racing on Rambi, and you have to race against some other characters from the franchise. And the conceit is like, beat this race, and then you can go land on this trophy, which will take you down to the next layer. But you can just skip all that. You can just, if you're good at platforming, you can just make your way over to the race course and then make your way over to the trophy, climb up the trophy, and skip the whole level. And I did that, and I was like, this is cool as hell.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
I need to keep playing because I want to. I've seen Rambi in the game for like a hot second. I never raced on him, so I gotta get there.
It's a pretty like small part of the game. I mean, it is a whole layer of the world, but it is the smallest layer in terms of things to do. But I just thought it was really cool that like even like a person who's not trying to actively be a speedrunner can like find sequence breaks if they want to. And then if you go online and you ask Claude about speedruns, if you go online and you check about Donkey Kong Bananza speedruns, people have beat this game in under an hour, and like they do crazy stuff. They skip the transformations. There's all kinds of cool stuff going on. Like movement tech, I feel like is always next level in Nintendo games, and this is no exception. So it's really fun.
That's cool. I've been meaning to go back to it. I tried to pick it up a second time, and I think I was just too far away from it. So I was like, I'm not far enough in that maybe a hard reset wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to start over. Because I feel like I don't have any bearings. So I think that's maybe one of those things where the little, like, everything's a little bite-size experience. There's no real critical path that's clearly marked out that's like, you must do this. Like, it's like, the world is your oyster sort of a thing. So finding my way back into it, remembering the controls, all those types of things has been a struggle. But I did enjoy it from, like the first kind of intro mission area into the first fall down the well. It was fine.
Yeah, and Griffin, there is a critical path. In fact, you actually don't have to collect any bananas. I think it's possible to beat the game with 0 bananas collected. So you don't have to engage with that stuff, but that is kind of the meat of the title. So it's like if you're not enjoying collecting stuff, like you could progress through the game, and it's probably a few hours or 5 to 10 hours. But like I feel like the enjoyment of that game just comes from exploring.
I'm in it for the deep Donkey Kong lore.
Emphasis on deep because you keep going down. Oh, well, I won't spoil the ending then. It is a fun ending, I will say.
Okay.
Also, I like that Pauline's there. I like that they made her a character. It's fun.
How do you feel about the inclusion of the AI upscaling in the Switch 2, Geoff? You loving every ounce of it? Because Nintendo.
I'm actually okay with it.
Nintendo did it, so it's cool.
It's funny. Well, they actually did make me more okay with DLSS, but I use DLSS on my PC as well. I'm okay with DLSS. We're bringing in some external content now. I am.
Are you still?
Well, 4 out of 5 times I am.
Okay.
I'm okay with it when it's doing graphical AI estimations of upscaling using pixel data to fucking fill in other pixels. Not when it's doing, hey, I think people want this girl to be Instagram hot, so I'm gonna add a beauty filter to her. But yeah, no, I don't think there's any DLSS in Bananza anyway, for what it's worth. But the implementation, it's not a perfect technology, but it's more mature than it was when I first started messing with it, DLSS. But that's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great game, and I think it deserves more recognition than it probably got because it doesn't have Mario or Zelda on it, which is kind of a bummer.
Did you say that it was like a certain area within your last year, or just like, hey, do you have a number for it?
Oh, I slapped it right in the middle of my list. I give it a 5 out of, I guess, 9 items, so literally like right in the middle. There are a few titles that I think were more my speed, but I think this was a great game. And it's kind of like classic, Nintendo high watermark in terms of quality for me. So,
well, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a couple more titles that look interesting before I buy a Switch 2, but I want to play the Donkey Kong. I have wanted to play
Bogopia. Yeah, I'm not buying it.
I don't know. I really liked Dragon Quest Builders 2 a whole lot.
Oh, well then you should play
and
this.
I know
the
it's
same
like,
game.
I know it's
not Dragon
it's
Quest.
the same thing. It's like, I don't know.
All right.
It doesn't have my cute Dragon Quest creatures in it.
A lot of hentai adjacent games on the Switch 2 now, Collin.
Hold on, I'm ordering it.
You can play. They have a handheld boost mode now, where you can play your TV mode for your Switch 1 games on your handheld.
Great.
So you can get those 1080p anime titties.
Yeah,
So,
I'm back in.
what a sales pitch that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I would love just another game for it too, Colin. I'm with you there. Having that would be pretty rad.
Yeah, I'm just not hearing anything that gotta have it.
Yeah. The Metroid was, I don't think any of us were gunning for that to be a huge critical success, but I think that it feels like that has caused some momentum shift with the Nintendo maybe not hitting as much as lapping up the public consciousness as maybe they had hoped for.
Yeah, I think they need to do more to secure a higher U.S. market share. They're doing great in Japan, but they're just not. There's just not a lot on the horizon that's first party that's really exciting, which is weird. But that's a whole. Again, that's a subject for a future conversation.
A 2027 talk.
Hopefully they'll do a freaking direct for the rest of the year at some point, because they literally have no titles dated past May.
Yeah, that one is a little weird.
Yeah.
The whole I know we're kind of getting off track here, but the whole 2026 rollout year is a very weird feel. I feel like there's just this big dead zone right in the middle of the year, and we're really not getting it. Anyway, let's talk about last year's games where things were good and simpler. And Colin, you want to go next?
Well, I'll just say it. Game of the year, which I think was the same for many people, was Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Which I know we
Here.
did a gigantic podcast talking about that already, so we don't have to go into huge detail about it. But that was my game of the year.
You know my favorite part about that game? The AI.
You did what? What did you say?
My favorite part of that game was the AI integration.
I know.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear you beat it, Jamie. That's super fucking.
I know,
cool.
Colin. To bring you up to speed, my favorite RPGs I never beat. To this day, I have never beaten.
Oh, that's an indictment then. So if you beat it, then you must not like it.
No, I think I'm just getting old, and I realize I'm going to die. Should beat some of these games.
I have to finish Expedition 33.
You can't put it on your LinkedIn resume unless you finish the game.
He's going to get homage.
And but I just adored this game. It was such a breath of fresh air and came out of nowhere for me. I remember seeing a weird trailer. Maybe it was the Game Awards, and I'm like, this looks mildly interesting, but it really kind of came out of nowhere for me. And just, I feel like it surprised and delighted in the way that a Nintendo game can, but with French RPG-ness, and I don't know, just loved it. Soup to nuts.
I wholeheartedly agree. The Game of the Year award trailer for it had me super excited because it was like, wow, Persona style vibrant character flavored menus in a JRPG or JRPG-ish looking thing, where you're doing combat, but you're having button press timing to have more interaction within the combat. All these boxes getting checked that are like yes, cool, weird French dark art style. Like, what the fuck is this shit? This could go one of two ways: really, really cool, or nasty nonsense, like extruded out of the Dark Souls machine. But I think everything just really landed. I was absolutely thrilled. For me, the story and the writing and the characters were all phenomenal this year. Very well established. Just a lot of tugging at the old heartstrings and growth and things that we just haven't, in my opinion, I haven't seen in a game in a long time, where it's really like, I've said this before. It feels like this game went down the parallel universe decision tree, and every time any like classic beloved RPG would be like, and here we come to the decision point, and we're going to do option A, this game was like, nope, we're going to do option B, and that was the right choice. And it was all very much in favor of the player and the experience. And I just think, like, as a complete package, the game was fucking phenomenal, music wise, visually. I don't know.
The music was next level.
Music was next level.
Oh yeah, and the story too. Like I appreciated the ending that I got. It was perfectly French, and and I just
Sacre Bleu.
I still gotta play through the rest of this game. I did not get that far. I got like 3 or 4 hours in, maybe.
Have you met Fran? Supporting character of the year, supporting actor of the year, Fran?
Got to the Gestrel village and didn't go in.
Oh, no, he hasn't seen Fran.
He has not met Fran.
Oh.
Well,
I feel so bad for you.
One day. Just waiting for that Switch 2 port.
I mean, I hope you get it. I've been hearing what came out on the Switch 2 recently? Oh, the Resident Evil Requiem, right? It was on Switch 2 and is looking pretty good. So I think that Clair Obscure Expedition 33 would be a great little move over to the Switch.
Yeah, I'll say why not.
The one thing that I am surprised about is that I loved the combat so much, but I do not feel compelled to go back, beat all the crazy hard bosses, and find every little secret. I really thought I would. And I made a decision that I was not going to pursue all of that extra content and just kind of make a beeline for the ending, probably around 60, 70, 80 hours in. I honestly can't remember. And I thought Ollie would be back kind of right away to get all that extra stuff. It didn't have its hooks in me in that particular way. That said, it did completely captivate me for somewhere between 60 and 80 hours. And
I'm so glad you said that, Jamie, because I was actually thinking about that exact thing today while I was at the gym, and I was like, wow, if there's one, is that a knock against the game to say that I don't really want to go back to it and I don't want to play it anymore? I don't think so, because like I feel like the story that I experienced, the game that I had there was complete, and I agree. I don't feel compelled to go back and like touch up some things. Not only is it just like hard, right? Like for a fucking plebe like me, like to do some of that extra stuff, it's actually very challenging. But like I feel very satisfied with my experience and time with the game, and I don't really like feel any like I missed anything that I need to go and put a cap on or fill in any missing spots, gaps, or tie off any loose ends. So,
for me, it just drives home how much the story was really propelling me through the game. I don't think I realized that, because the mechanics are wonderful, but I think at a certain point I really was. I mean, those characters are just so captivating. I mean, the character of Mael alone, I just think about her, and you know, not in a weird way, guys, not in a weird way. Okay, jeez. Don't ask Claude what I've asked about her, though. Like, just don't. But it's
16-year-old.
But I think the story was propelling me through the game more so than I realized. And when I saw a compelling yet French and ending, I think I was done, which is a good thing. I mean, we should want that in our games. We should want games with beginnings, middles, and ends.
I think that this too, like, this game had such a good respect for my desire of a pacing in a game where it's heavy on top and then is like upside down pyramid towards the bottom, where instead of the world, well, I guess the world does really like open up, right, with the back third of the game. But if you think about it in terms of like time and content and like maybe even like on rails nature of it, like it feels very top heavy. And as you get towards the back half of the game, so much of it becomes optional in a way that like it's not even like optional content in a I'm gonna go do this and then I'll get some more little story tidbits or learn some more about some characters. Like there's just a lot of like optional ass stuff of like, oh, I could go beat these really hard mobs or like try these extra hard mini bosses or, you know, try all these different things.
Challenges.
Or platforming challenges.
For
Like
some reason.
a lot of those things are there, but they never feel like they are required. And even like the beat to beats, you know, just really escalate and accelerate towards the end of it, where it's like I'm so tired of playing a game and getting to a point where it's like, okay, we're at the final dungeon, and now this final dungeon is going to be 1/6 the time that you've spent in the entire game so far. And I'm like, this is exhausting. I've already proven myself. Let me just, you know, get to it here. So I felt like this game did a very good job in honoring that desire of mine. I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah.
I think vis-a-vis the optional content, maybe also we're just kind of getting old and we don't care about that shit anymore.
Fact.
Like I found with some other games that I recently played through, I got to the end and dipped my toes into optional content, and then I was like, this is too much friction. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more keenly aware in games when it seems that they've jumped the shark in terms of their own game mechanics and they're just trying to eke time out of you. And I feel like my ability to withstand that has decreased substantially.
Don't worry, I did it for us.
I was going to ask if you got the plat, Collin. Of course you got the plat.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
I was going to ask, Wark?
What's that?
Wark? How many more bullshit Chocobo racing games can you cram into my video game?
Wait, Chocobo racing?
Thankfully, it didn't go as far as Rebirth with all of the...
Yeah. The heinous minigame.
Oh, you did all the Chocobo racing?
In Rebirth?
Jesus Christ, dude.
It was...
Colin played all the pianos.
It was a journey. Did the pianos.
I played the pianos. The pianos are fun.
I love the
pianos.
Not for me.
Thank you. I thought the pianos were great. Griff's a hater.
So here's the difference between whether you like the pianos or not. Are you using a soundbar? If you're using a soundbar, you hate the pianos. If you're using headphones or some other way of delivering the sound to your ears that doesn't introduce high levels of latency, you love the pianos.
I was just sitting in front of my television.
Well,
I
tried it with the
pianos.
I tried it with a soundbar, and it was unplayable. And then I did it I literally did it using remote play on my MacBook, and it was lower latency than the soundbar.
So good.
It was really rough.
Huh. Maybe
Guys,
that's
soundbars are bad.
Yes,
I
they
hate
are.
soundbars, and I have one, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm mad.
Try. Well, I know you already. Yours is a catastrophe, but you could. Do you run yours through Bluetooth? Or direct wire in?
Well, direct wiring, but the rear tweeters are Bluetooth, but that's fine. I mean, it's the problem is just, unfortunately, every soundbar introduces unacceptable levels of video game latency. We're talking about like half a second, quarter second maybe. It's very bad.
It's insane.
It's fine for television because they'll literally delay the video. The TV will synchronize and delay the video delivery for audio, but for video games it's essentially unplayable for anything that requires timing.
Yeah,
it's very frustrating.
I think that even with perfect video and audio sync, I would still hate the piano. It's too many things happening on a screen.
It's good as hell.
It's like you gotta, I don't know. Anyway,
I think you need to get good, Griffin.
that is always my problem.
Chocobo Racing is... I can't believe you did that, though. Don't do that, man. I did, like, the first card or whatever of, like, the first 10 races, and I was like, I'm done with this shit.
Oh, man, I had to do my Chocobo Racing. It was boring.
As a psychiatrist, I feel like Collin hates himself. What do we do about this?
I just...
More racing! Exposure therapy to more racing!
This is my punishment.
Collin, if you get the Switch 2, you can rebuy Rebirth in June.
Oh my god.
And then you can Chocobo Race again.
The thought of doing all that again is... Oh my god.
Nauseating.
Despair.
Anyway.
I'm going to take the reins here and talk about a little video game that I know Collin played called The Ghost of Yōtei.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to talk about this in juxtaposition to Clair Obscure because I think in any other year, right, like if Clair Obscure hadn't come out this year, it would have been really a tough fight for me to decide between Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yōtei as my number one. Just because both games executed so... with such mastery on what they were doing that it's hard even now like to think that yeah, Clair Obscure like came in delighted and did so many things that you know were just the right choices in my opinion for video games. But not to say Yōtei made like poor choices, but it just feels like it is a game that set out with a clear ambition, clear design doc, and just every beat executed on it flawlessly. From the world to the voice acting, facial animation, the visuals, the audio design, the music, everything in that game was just so spot on and so well done. Just like it feels like the type of, I know we're just past the Oscars type of thing, but it feels like the type of thing where it would like, best design technical type of a thing where it's like this is the type of game that deserves an award to showcase just the acumen and the skill that went into creating something like this. Just executed so flawlessly. Did it do things that have never been done in video games, or did it like come and delight me in a way that I've never experienced in a game before, like Clair Obscure? Like, did it bring the novelty factor? Not particularly, but it definitely was like a just a mastery level of a cool samurai open world game that was also very respectful of my time and well paced in its start to finish.
Agree.
Thanks.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't play a lot of stealthy, assassinating ninja games or samurai games, so it was kind of like not like a new experience for me, but it was a fresher experience for me, I guess. I really enjoyed it.
I think it was really cool in how you could approach it in so many different ways, like hearing, Collin, how you would tackle some bosses versus my approach to it too. And then the points where they would intersect where it's like, yeah, fuck that guy. You just like cut him off right at the beginning. Or you got really into using the bow for a lot of, hyper superpower like sniper style action. Whereas I stuck more in the melee range with just like a single sword. But like the tools that are given to you in how you can take the charms and the stat boosts to kind of tailor the way that you like to play, and then just like flip to a different loadout if you're like, I think I want to try doing a range style thing here for a bit. It made it very simple and again very respectful for the player, where it's like the loading to do that was like extremely fast. You didn't have to pause the menu and flip between a bunch of screens and then reallocate points here and there and this and the other and spend currency to respec your character. Like, it was all very okay, we know what the player wants, let's not put these artificial bottlenecks in place to get like to squeeze more time out of the player. It was just like, no, mid cutscene, like flip into a different loadout so you can fight this boss in a more efficient way.
Wow.
I also really like just disarming opponents and then shooting them. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but it's really
says
satisfying.
that you're cool. You're a cool dude.
Yeah.
What do you like doing in the game, though? We know about your real life.
Are we still talking about Ghost of Yōtei?
How long does it take to beat Ghost of Yōtei? Like, if I decide, on a whim, like I really want to play a PS5 game, how long am I in for?
You're not going too far out of your way to like go crazy with completion. I feel like 30, 40 hours? 30 hours?
I was gonna say something like 40 to 50. Like, it felt very similar to Clair Obscure in the time spent. So
this is the non collection or completionist time.
I don't know. Like, I think the differences between a completionist playthrough and a non-completionist playthrough would be very slight. Like, you would maybe be shaving off 5 hours or something like that.
Oh,
like,
really think so?
that
close?
I mean, obviously, I didn't go quite the full extreme as you, Collin, on mine, but I did still get the platinum. I did do all the required activities to do that. But I think, like, if you were to not go and try and do all those, like, if you were not trying to expose the map and go to all the things on the map, you might be cutting down, maybe 5-10 hours at most.
I guess you're not wrong, because you're just gonna kind of naturally be doing like the side stories and the myths and
it's hard to like
kinda
not run into those things too, as you're just like traveling from following the critical path. I mean, yeah, you could just like not stop, I guess, but I think it's one of those, like, it's like a 50-hour game, I would say, Geoff, like, to, I don't know, maybe less than that. I'm slow, so. And
I'm a terrible person to ask.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also slow. That feels a bit overwhelming in terms of, I kind of wish it was a more, a tighter experience. Did you guys get the impression as you played it? Like, is there a clear critical path, or is it pretty bloated?
In comparison to other open world games, this is probably the leanest.
I wouldn't even call this open world.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. Like, there's optional side quests, there's things that you can do, but it's also like, hey, you've got mainland point here that you're going to go interact with, and then you're going to go to the next zone, and then the zone after that. And, like, it unlocks.
You're definitely kind of locked into a region where it is open in that region, but you can, I mean, your main story cards are right there. You can just go do them and ignore everything if you wanted, and just go through the main story beats.
Yep. And I like I said, it's one of the more respectful of it too. Like, the open world activities, I feel like, funnel towards the end. Like, once you're in that final area, there's definitely seems like a lot less of them to do than in areas before. So if you are feeling compelled to touch every one of those map icons, it's not too harrowing. I didn't really ever have to. Maybe I used a guide for one or two things that I was struggling finding. But if you were to just say, like, okay, I'm not interested in this section, like, I don't care about the the archery kids, or I don't care about, like, the gambling houses, or I'm not really interested in, like, finding more outfits. You could easily bypass that and shave some time off your playthrough. I just can't imagine playing that game and not being interested in the side content.
Yeah, that's true.
What makes it so compelling? The side content in particular.
I'd say the little vignette style stories are very concise. The game, very much has a well-crafted narrative. It's fun to, interact with the little world, the people in the world. It's fun being like the sassy bounty hunter that won't take shit from anybody. So, it kind of has that, like, Kurosawa vibe of, like, you're always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah. But you're the outlaw with the heart of gold, right? So of course, you're shitting on person who's put you in this, but of course you're gonna get them out on their feet and get them on their way. So it's very delightful.
It's an enjoyable world to exist in.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
It's definitely reminds me too of like, you guys remember when Skyrim came out, and one of the things that was like well regarded about it was like, imagine
next year when it came out.
One of the first times it came out, when it was like, so this game will never end because there will always be another quest, or somebody will like come and approach you and like bring you to a location that you've never been before, and how that felt like kind of magical, like, 20 years ago when that game fucking came out. This does that same thing, but instead of some like, NPC running up to you being like, help, sir, it's like you're just kind of, riding through an area, and suddenly there's, something on the horizon. You're like, oh, what's that, beautiful looking tree? Or what's that, like wafting of smoke over there that I want to, it feels like it has, in maybe an insidious way, but like really found a way to hook a part of my brain and bring me to things that are like visually interesting, to then say, okay, here's a new thing to do, and it's one of these, handfuls of activities that you know how to do, and they're, concise and simple and fun. When you say insidious, you don't mean insidious as in like it's luring into microtransactions. You mean insidious in that it's just really good at doing what it's doing. The latter. Like it feels, I say insidious because like it feels like a highly optimized, like, machine learning style thing of like, hey, we put these 27 trees in front of people, and they found that this tree was the most compelling to walk towards. And it was like that, over and over again. I was like, oh, that tree does look pretty cool. I guess I want to go check it out.
There's something about that tree. All right, cool. Yeah.
You should play it. It's a very good game.
I think that this is exactly the type of game that I would give a shot. Like if it does, is it on the Switch too?
No.
It's PlayStation.
Tis a first party.
And it will not be coming to PC because Sony is moving away from a PC porting strategy. So.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately.
I still may
play it on your PlayStation Portable.
I'm up. Yeah. Well, I do have a. I do have a portal.
What is the thing? You have a portal? What the hell?
That's not even new. That's not even new news. I've had that forever.
You never told us.
It's collecting dust in my drawer like everything else.
No.
It feels nice. I'm glad I have it.
It sold surprisingly well.
It works very well.
I don't even know what a PlayStation... What did you say?
It's a portal.
PlayStation Portal.
I'm glad you don't know what it is. Don't look it up. Don't
I know it is because I thought about buying one at one point, but I was dissuaded.
The dopey ass looking...
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's the PlayStation controller with a giant screen between them, and you can't do anything on it except remote play. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. This is the thing that it looked aggressively second party.
Yeah.
I just remote play on my Mac, and it's as good.
Huh.
If not better.
I don't know, Jamie. I guess maybe I probably almost bought one of these two at some point. Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, Jamie buys PlayStation Portals. I buy pastel Joy-Cons. We are not the same. They look good.
Yeah, this thing does kind of look good too. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm closing the tab. Get away. Get. Back
away.
Okay, that was close. Well, speaking of Jamie, well, I guess I should say, Collin, do you want to say anything more about Ghost of Yōtei and if it landed on your list?
Yes, I had Ghost of Yōtei. I think I had it at like 6 or something, which makes it seem bad. But I liked everything on my list, so it's not bad. If I would probably move it up a spot, maybe.
I always make sure I put some bad games on my list, just to keep things interesting.
Remember the Animal Well incident?
How can I forget?
We started talking about it, and I was like, man, I fucking hated Animal Well. Why did I put that on here?
I thought Animal Well was good up until you get to the freaking ARG stuff.
ARG, yeah.
Terrible.
But I would say, if I had to do the list again, I'd put it 5. I'd pop it on number 5.
Okay. It's a good game.
And all my top 5 are real good, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie, is there any game in particular of last year? I know you did jump in on Clair Obscure and Donkey Kong, but was there anything we haven't talked about that you are like really?
Yeah, there's actually a couple. I really loved, probably, I know that there are other people who appreciated this game on this podcast, but perhaps more than others, I really loved Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. I just thought that game was wonderful. I thought it took what was captivating to me about the first game, but ultimately not captivating enough for me to finish it, and just perfected it. And within the confines of the game system that it set up, I can't imagine it getting much better than what's presented in Citizen Sleeper 2. And when I think about this game, one of the most astounding things to me about it is that when I started, I really did not understand the dice breaking mechanic. And so I broke all my dice really quickly and had a bunch of glitched dice and just played the first maybe half of the game basically with one arm tied behind my back. And I just had so much fun. And
really?
Yes. And the narrative it was miserable. It was literally miserable, but the narrative that I had in my head about how I was playing through this and I was going to get through this, and I had no expectation of kind of excelling in this game because I was just going to play with the cards that I was dealt. It really made it so compelling to me. And I loved just feeling like I was limping my way through this extremely hostile world and narrative. And I don't know, I just found it so fun. Of all the games, and I did love a few on my list that I may actually go back and play again. This is definitely one of them. I just loved the art style, the character portraits, the narrative, the atmosphere. It's a small game scale-wise compared to some of the other ones that we're talking about, but within the confines of what the developer set up to do, I just can't imagine it getting much better than that. So it feels like it's a formula that's been perfected. It's a small formula, but it's still kind of perfected in my eyes. I think you all liked it too, right?
I loved it. I mean, it's on my
Yes.
list.
Yep.
It's interesting that you weren't able to get through the first game, because I really love the first game, and I think the second game in some ways is better, and in some ways takes a few steps back. I think there's just nothing quite like Citizen Sleeper. Like it just has a kind of optimism, even though it's kind of, at times grungy and dark. What would we call it? It's not cyberpunk. What would we call the style?
Noir?
AI punk.
Yeah, like future, sci-fi noir.
Claude punk.
Fuck off. No, I think it has a certain, the music and the writing, just there's a belief in humanity amidst these kind of characters that are less than human. There's just a lot of humanness, and I think that's really lovely.
I think it does the classic cyberpunk thing of like, what does it mean to be human? I'm not saying that in a bad way, but you're right, Geoff. Like that's where it hangs its hat on, is asking those questions and bringing that to the forefront of the conversation. Like, what does it mean? Like, Citizen Sleeper, the first one and the second one were very much about that. What does it mean to be human in this type of super weird world? And overall. Like it was good.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry.
And I feel like, a lot of these types of games and types of worlds, right? Like there's like a lot of kind of relentless misery and hardship that comes your way. And this game is definitely relentless in the hardship, but I think, again, it never loses its like optimistic spirit. And it's always like, there's a belief in progress and growth, which I think is not always in place in these kind of more cyberpunk, meta-human, corporate, control type worlds. Like, I think there's just something about being in that space. Like, I think if it were just the dice mechanics, those are really fun, but I think the world building is just really special. I don't know if you felt that way too, Jamie.
I did, and I feel like it was so powerful and so effective in the way that it doled out those little motes of optimism that it actually bled into some of my other tabletop RPG playing experiences, and this actually made me think of something that I remember you saying, Griffin, way back in the day when we on this podcast talked about the first Citizen Sleeper. You were either DMing or playing in a game, a D&D game, Griff. And I remember at the time you saying that Citizen Sleeper kind of influenced your storytelling, and Citizen Sleeper 2 influenced some of the choices that I made in the campaign that I'm playing in now. I'm playing a paladin, and my DM is very involved, and he gave me a choice. This horrific thing happened to my character, and he's like, do you want to... Listen, I can just kind of write it back to normal, or I can let you kind of carry the scars with you a little bit. And I was playing this game at the time, and I was like, no, let me... I want to be hampered a little bit. I think this is interesting. And
cool.
I am happy that I made that choice. I'm still wrangling with that choice today because I'm still playing in that campaign. And I am really happy that I did. I don't know if I would have done it without Citizen Sleeper 2. So, and another thing about this game is that towards the end, it forces you to feel weak. You know, it is designed at the end to really grind you down. And it doesn't take away that hopefulness that Geoff is describing, but just mechanically it does that. And it does it in a very effective way. And I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of triumphs in this game, gameplay wise.
Yeah. Jamie, are you talking about when you complete kind of all the main objectives of the game is kind of pushing you to go to an end state?
Exactly.
Like mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I find that really cool.
Yeah.
And there's almost a bittersweetness attached to that.
Exactly.
Right? Like it's you can't stick around forever. You know, like this was always going to end. This was always going to peter off.
Even if you somehow like have the most perfect run, right, where you never corrupt a die or something like that, at the end of the game, it's all, artifice and all going to fall apart. And
yeah, you can't get past your sell by date. You know, you are an artificial human, and eventually that's going to catch up with you.
A very, very cool premise, and that's where I think the game does two really cool things, which is in my experience, in my playthrough of it, I can't imagine how you would naturally never run into any hardship. I suppose if you were very risk averse or just got a lot of lucky dice rolls, you could probably mitigate a lot of that. But I think, Jamie, what your call out there of living with some of the limitations that the game imposes on you made for a more enjoyable experience. I felt the same way up to a point where then I kind of hit a wall and was like, I don't know how I progress this. I feel actually locked in place, which was a bummer. And I looked it up and it was like, hey, this may happen. And you just kind of have to unstick yourself, which is fine. And then I, got moving again and kind of dug myself out of the hole. I pulled myself up with my own robot bootstraps. Yeah. But I enjoyed that part of it, of kind of getting back on track. But overall, I agree with that sentiment that this would be a cool one to go back to and experience. Unlike Clair Obscure, I think this would be kind of cool to see what other paths could be taken. What would happen if I chose this differently? Is the same major beats or the same characters that I did invest more time in, it would be, or if I focus on others, what would, that change the overall story? And then I feel like that this game does, the second piece to what I was going to say was this game does a really good job of tying in, gameplay mechanic of dice roll and your ability to make decisions and have positive outcomes into, the narrative and the game story. So it feels like they're inherently, the gameplay and the storytelling is inherently connected, which is, super wonderful. And in my book, I really like it when those two things jive in a way.
Great point.
And it's not super, disconnected and gamified. So it also wears itself on its mechanics on its sleeves, right? It's not obfuscating it or trying to be something it isn't. It's hey man, here's the fucking dice. See the rolls that the computer's doing. So I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I'm excited for a third one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'd love for them to kind of broaden and maybe even just have a whole new, because there were some linkages between the first and the second game. I'd love for them to kind of go just totally zag and do something new.
That'd be exciting.
Prequel.
Sure, whatever.
Pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. Great game. I'm glad you brought it up, Jamie. It's really quite special.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Back to you, Geoff.
Okay, I'm going to talk about a couple of games real quick, just because I want to be cognizant of time, and
Rapid
they're both
fire.
they're both on my list, but they're both we haven't talked about either of them very much, but they're both like kind of lesser titles. I feel like, even despite their positions. So, the first is Lumines Arise. So, have y'all played Lumines before?
Yes.
No.
I don't think I've ever played Luminous.
Okay, so Lumines got its start on the PSP. You may recall it's a block making puzzle game. It essentially, what happens is you have a line that's scanning the screen, and it moves left to right. And whenever it passes by a completed block of 4 pieces or more, it'll clear that block. And the line's movement is typically in time with whatever music is currently playing. So it's very much like a synesthesia type game.
You're talking about Lumines.
Well,
I love how he's
y'all got any of them that there Lumines?
Griff, he spoke about it for like 30 seconds, and then I'm just imagining Griffin rubbing his beard for 30 seconds.
He was ready to let that one fly. He was holding that one real close. In this there Lumines, you got to clear them blocks. But anyway, no. So Luminous is all about it's all about vibes, and it's all about flow state, and it's also like Luminous games are generally only as good as their soundtracks, because you want to just be transported. So Lumines Arise is what if Tetris Effect, but we're going to do that for Luminous now. And I've always been a huge Luminous fan. I love getting into the flow state. I'm okay. I'm good enough. I can usually clear all the songs, which I think is a marker of a halfway decent player, but I'm not super good. But it's just beautiful. It's got that cool Tetris Effect thing going on, where there's all kinds of crazy stuff happening in the margins, and in one level there's a chameleon flapping his tongue out, and in another one there's people walking around in the background. It's just super cool. And it just takes all the elements of this game, which make it unique and kind of special, and just turn them all up. I played it on PC, which was great because I have a new OLED display that I got last year. And it's absolutely gorgeous on PC. And it's just again, it's a flow state game. It's you lock in, you have an hour or two of just being in that fully sensory, a sensory pleasure dome.
Oh, did you get the sensory pleasure dome attachment, the full bodysuit that jiggles your businesses?
I got the sleeve for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the full experience. No, it's just really cool. It's again, it's kind of all about just being in the mix. And I think Luminous has kind of trucked along with releases here and there. It has its fans, but it's never really broken out in a huge way. It's got its start on a platform which was popular, right? PSP, but always kind of playing second fiddle. And I feel like most of the platforms that it's been on, haven't necessarily elevated it or had the kind of popularity to make it really noticeable for folks. The Vita release, Luminous Electronic Symphony, was I love that game. It had all kinds of cool music. It had who did Yeah Yeah Yeah, Jamie? Or not Yeah Yeah Yeah. Goldfrapp.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
cool.
La La La. Yeah.
Oh,
It had
that's cool.
Goldfrapp. It had Chemical Brothers. It had all kinds of cool stuff.
Nice.
That was a great game. This, I think, is mostly in-house music, but it's just really good. And some of the tracks are super cool, and the aesthetics change. It's just a great game. Anyway, that's number one. Number two, while we're talking about games that don't get recognized enough, Monster Train 2. So, hey, I hear you like deck building games, and I hear you want to play a game that's not an early access.
And you like trains.
And you like sequels. Might I recommend Monster Train 2? So for those who haven't played, which is probably almost all of you, Monster Train 2, or Monster Train in general, the series, is essentially...
Monster Train.
Oh, you played it, Griff?
I did.
Okay. So it's very distinct from Slay the Spire. It's got that, like, your cards are your attacks kind of vibe, but instead of attacks, they are creatures you summon, a la perhaps like Magic or Hearthstone. And you're essentially doing like wave defense. So like enemies come onto your train and you can summon your cards onto one of 3 levels of the train. And you're like building up your floors with different buffs and monsters and stuff. And you have spells as well. And you're trying to protect your train's like heart or core or whatever from getting attacked. And your core has its own HP pool. But it's just very unique, and I think of all the deck building, like, rogue-like style games out there, it's the only one that I've played that's carved out its own unique identity and kind of is doing cool stuff. Monster Train 2 is kind of the Slay the Spire 2 approach, where it's like, hey, similar bones, but, like, let's make everything 8,000 times bigger. So, like, in this game, there are clans, which influence the cards you can access, a la choosing your like character in Slay the Spire. You can choose a clan, but you always subclass, so you're always mixing 2 different clans together. This game introduces 5 new clans. The first game had 5 clans, but then all the old clans come back eventually. So you have 10 clans, which is just lots of cards. And then I think there's various expansions that have already come out. It's just a cool game, and if you like a deck builder and you want to try something totally unique from Slay the Spire that has its own identity, you should give it a shot. And I don't think it's overly expensive either. I think it's like $25.
Tell him that Geoff sent you.
Tell him that Geoff sent you. I think Jamie watched me play it at PAX last year, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that was like the last thing we did.
PAX.
And I did, yeah, and I do own it, and I've played it. I suffer from this thing with card games, and I think it's actually your fault, Geoff. I'm going to blame you fully for this.
Okay.
I see you playing like these card games.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
And
I feel you, Jamie.
I know, and I'm like, wow, what a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows all these things. And then I play them, and I'm like, what the fuck is like? I'm an idiot. And every time I play, I'm like, I'm just an idiot. I'll never be as good at Geoff as this, and I can't play this game. What the hell's going on? So I think I need to just leave that at the door and just play like an idiot and be proud. Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm terrible at Slay the Spire. Like, I'm just not good. Like, I don't know how to build a deck. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm okay at Monster Train, but like only okay.
See, this boggles my mind.
Yeah, again, this is the thing where it's like Jamie and I are like playing in the amateur league here of just like, I got my boots on straight this time. And, just like humbly being like, oh yeah, I can barely hang. And it's like, okay, you're like double platinum bronze tier,
no,
exclusive tier.
I can't do the various like ascensions and stuff. Like I'm okay. Again, I can do the Monster Train stuff a little bit, but like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in Slay the Spire. Like I'm playing Slay the Spire 2. I just beat Ascension 1 for the first time with one character. And I was like, oh my God. It's hard. So yeah, but Monster Train's really cool. It just has its own unique thing going on, which again, in the world of deck builders, you just don't see a lot of. Like I feel like it's, build your deck, use attacks, choose a hallway. This is like it's doing its own stuff. And to explain all that stuff would take a long time, and we're not going to do that right now, but it's cool. You have like heroes for your clan, like you have like a character that like leads the pack, and you can always summon them on the first turn, and you can buff them over the course of the run. Like you have multiple choices you can make to like make them stronger. There's a lot of focus on upgrading cards and making cards really OP and cool. It's just a cool game, and I think you guys should check it out.
I do like what I played of it. It's alluring. I just wish that and I think it actually does do a fairly good job of explaining itself even to a dummy like me. But I still think that I have that specter of just seeing Geoff like at a trade show, just wander up to a kiosk and just grab a controller and just like fucking own it. And it's like, oh my God.
I played like a lot of Monster Train, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna find out how much Monster Train I played.
I'm bringing my Hims brand Viagra to PAX to watch you play.
You need some Monster Train supplements.
I'm bringing my Monster Train with me.
I played 191 hours of Monster Train, so I played a lot of Monster Train.
Nice.
Yeah.
More than I probably played Slay the Spire. Honestly.
That's like 2 Ghost Yōteis.
Anyway. All right. That's all. Thanks for listening to my lesser games that probably didn't show up on people's radars. Someone else go.
Collin, do you want to go? Otherwise, I got a goofy one I can talk about.
Well, yeah, you go ahead then.
Okay.
Talk about your goofy game.
I will talk about a goofy game. So it's not in my top 10, but
Get that shit out of here.
It's this little game called Genshin. I'm just kidding. It's called.
Get the fuck out of here. Not again.
Sunderfolk. So I think this kind of fits in with Geoff's kind of odd, smaller, lesser known things. But I think Sunderfolk.
Was that last year?
It was.
Was it?
Yeah. Feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sunderfolk is a.
It's a game.
It's a game. It's a third-person tile-based overhead strategy action tactics game, which is not the most unique sounding. But where the cool part does come in is it is a couch co-op first and foremost experience where you are kind of destined to play with other players in the real life space, and you use your phone as the controller to interface with the game. So it has some cool like conversational turn management that you're doing with your friends in person. Where you're like, okay, well I'm gonna set this guy up over here so that on your turn you can do the coup de grace and take him out. And we'll finish the match, or like, oh, you're hurting pretty hard. Like, here's, a potion. And like all of these things are not particularly, again, novel or unique, but I think just the emphasis of it being like an in-person physical space game that has that like fun Jackbox style, everybody can just jump in and play on their phones without having to hold a controller, makes it super cool and super appealing. There's a bunch of like dumb shit in it too, of like town management and NPC interactions and building and like building up a tech tree. So there's like plenty of game there. But again, like I think what made it super cool, and this is where like the weight is very much on the experience and not necessarily on the game, of just being able to play that thing in a room with friends in person and talk like tactically in real life and not over a headset, or not in like the imagination theater of the mind or on like a grid paper like with D&D. Like getting to do it on a screen on my phone was like a really cool and novel experience that I thought is worthwhile checking out if you have the means.
If you have friends.
If you have friends in a place where you can all play together and there's some interest level in like doing a computer game that may have like a bit of a kiddie feel, but also like there's enough material there to have a good time with it and not take it too seriously. So
is it fun 2-player?
Yeah, I mean, I think I still had a decent time. I would think playing it alone, which is totally possible, would suck big shit.
It's an experience that's made entirely by getting to play with your friends.
Yeah.
If I had to play that game alone, it would be in the dumpster in 10 minutes.
1,000%. Yeah. Like the saving grace is its means of interaction and like how it is very much designed to be a couch co-op experience on the phone. It is cool, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a good time with it. But yeah, there's a reason why it's not on my top 10. But I think it's very worthwhile shouting at this type of thing exists, and was a cool like thing for taking a risk and doing something that probably isn't going to hit in the streamer world that we all live in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm interested. I always love like a board game that doesn't require me to do any setup or pre-work. The idea of a digital board game that I could play is very appealing to me.
Yeah, it's just kind of ready to go.
100%. Yeah. Easy to jump in and jump out of too with some other people. Like, I think
online play or no?
I've only glimpsed that is something that is being considered or has been considered as like a patch. But I don't think at the outset you could play it cooperatively online. I think it is 100% meat space only.
Alrighty.
Yep. Well, there we go. Take it away, Collin.
Who wants to talk about Silksong?
It's really good.
Really good, right?
Yeah, we talked about it a lot before, but it is really good.
Oh, we did talk about it before, didn't we?
That's okay. I mean, we
can talk about it again a little bit. You all finished with it?
I'm done.
I am
Griff
not.
gave up.
I gave up.
Griff got judged.
I got hit by the
last
stankiest judge.
Last judge was your stopping point, my dog? That was not even that hard of a boss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I just called you out.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I stepped away from it to, I think, play Yōtei. And
I think you stopped to play something else.
Yeah, I think, or no, it was Final Fantasy. I was finishing up Tactics, and then I was like, all right, I'll get back into Silksong, and oh no, it was Shinobi. Is what I was playing.
Griff was doing the 9 games at once thing.
Yeah. So I stepped away from it. I picked it back up, and I was, I was right before it's time to go, ring the bells or whatever, move into the next area. And I was like, oh, this will be fun. Like, I will get my bearings as I enter this new world that presumably will be coming next. And I barely scraped my ass through the traversal in the spiky, grounded, sandy, stupid area before the judge, and I get up there and I go to the door and I go to open it and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm clearly very rusty, but hopefully I can ease back in. And then this fucking jackass just comes barreling out. One shot smacks me into oblivion, and I was like, you know what, game? I don't think I'm doing this anymore. And that was it. And that was the end of Silksong for me. I had a great time.
Didn't even get out of the tutorial, Griff.
Didn't even...
The hinterlands, Griff. You were in the hinterlands.
I'm always in the hinterlands.
It's crazy to me. This is all Expedition 33's fault, actually. It's wild to me that Silksong can come out and not be Game of the Year for me, because it was my most anticipated game, ever.
Yeah, it was a great game.
For long now. And it was awesome.
Yeah. Hey, it was
awesome,
really hard? Carmelina, or whatever her name was.
Oh, my God.
Dancer. I will say, once I figured out how to fight
her...
Oh,
I think you meant to say the judge.
No, he was easy. Once I figured out how to fight her, I actually, destroyed her ass. But until I did, it was brutal.
I was stuck on her for the longest.
And the walk back to fight her is so annoying. Oh, my God.
Yeah. That was one of my gripes, was some of the...
Never do waves of enemies before a boss. It's so annoying. Oh my Christ. At least you didn't lose your echoes or whatever, your souls. Thank God.
Yeah, the nice thing is that you could just spam your tools in those fights, and you wouldn't lose anything. Can you imagine?
Oh, Christ. That was rough.
That was a tough fight.
I think that was really fun, guys. In the game. Sounds like you had a great time playing it.
I did quit for a while.
It was awful, Griff.
on Carmelina, I did quit for a while. That was rough. I did come back and beat it, but I needed a week off.
Do you think that would have happened if you didn't have to do the run back on the gauntlet every time?
Probably not. I mean, I was fighting her wrong, I will say, because once I figured out how to fight her better.
Were you trying to get in her face?
I was just trying to avoid her a lot, and I think with that fight you kind of have to get down on her level, wait, and then let her come to you and do her thing. Yeah. Being in the air is bad, which I didn't realize.
I didn't have as much of a problem with being in the air. Being in the air too much is bad.
Yeah.
You need to be able to get into the air when you need to be, and if you're already there, you could be having a bad time. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what other bosses were rough. There were a few that I died to
rhymes with
many
fudge.
Times. No, that one was
fine. Okay, I will say this: it was not a boss, but I think it was the hardest part of the game. Was the fight in the forum, the gauntlet.
Oh, did you get rid of the spiders?
I did not. I did not know that was a thing before I
got rid of the spider. I found the spider thing on my own somehow.
That's impressive.
I know.
I didn't know about that until after I beat the game.
I was like, I bet I could push that baby carriage. And I'm like, wait a minute. I pushed the baby carriage. There must be some reason for that.
I was pushing that baby carriage around, and I was like, what the hell's the point? I think I had already attempted it a few times, and I was annoyed, and I was like, what the hell's the point of this? And then I went back to it. But oh boy.
So Silksong is a game that it does the Castlevania thing where it's like, hey, there's an upside down castle with Act 3, and I feel like maybe Act 2...
Spoilers!
Yeah. Well, I'm not really explaining all the details. Also, unlocking Act 3, I don't know how you would do that without a guide.
I did it.
Okay. I did all the quests. I think the only thing I didn't do was talk to the lady or whatever about getting the traps or who not. I didn't do all that.
Oh, I think it's just, you just have to do all the stuff on the boards to help stuff.
I did all, yeah, I found it. I think I was close to it, like, without even looking. But then I think I looked just so I would know, and then I was like, I wouldn't have figured this shit out.
There might have been, just like one silly thing that you missed or something. Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking at the boss list here, and
there's a lot.
There's a lot I never saw.
Oh, you were early.
I don't even see the judge on here.
Early.
It's probably because he was so hard. They just didn't want to even... It's probably on like the 0 tier or something, you know?
I played 23 hours. I feel like I haven't seen anything in this game.
It's a big boy.
I like it.
It's not a small game.
I like it, but I was not... I was obsessed with the first game.
I respect it.
Same.
I think that this game is just a little too hard for me. I probably will...
too hard.
I probably will play it more, but I don't know. I felt like it was very oppressive and very overwhelming at times.
If you... Well, and I did go into Silksong expecting... I didn't expect it to be maybe a little more, but I was expecting the same-ish difficulty as Hollow Knight, and oh boy. It's sure not.
Yeah.
It's a lot more serious.
Yeah. I'm looking at these guys. I'm trying to remember who was really rough.
The true final boss I thought was pretty hard.
So the true final boss I did think was hard, but I actually kind of enjoyed that grind. I don't know, it was mixed.
I had a good time with it. I wasn't really frustrated with it at any point.
It wasn't like Carmelita where I was like, fucking kill me.
Man, I didn't know what to do about her for a long time. I'm like, how am I going to do this?
I looked online.
Keep getting faster. Stop getting faster.
Yeah. Who else was rough?
Top of the Coral Tower, Khan. He wasn't really tough, but getting
the
through it was tough.
Gauntlet again. They need to stop with the gauntlets.
The
that
gauntlets
was impressive. So what we're referring to for those who are not aware is basically they have these bosses where you can't just fight the boss. You have to fight a bunch of little mobs before you fight the boss for reasons unknown. And it's like...
There's really no point in doing it after the 100th time.
Yeah. And it's like, not only are you fighting little mobs, you're fighting like 3 waves of mobs before you can fight the boss. Or like maybe 8 waves of mobs before you can fight the boss for no good reason. Yeah.
And after a while, you're sleepwalking through the mobs. It's literally no problem. And it's just like, I've demonstrated that I can do this. Can I maybe just fight the boss, please?
Or you're sleepwalking through the mobs 3 times out of 4, but the 4th time you just get bodied by them for no reason, and you go into the fight with like half health, and you're like, I hate this.
Too hard.
Kill me.
Yeah.
I remember there was the cogwork dancers, right? But then there was the second set of dancers. Those were kind of tough. You remember them?
In the secret area.
Yeah. Those were pretty tough.
I don't know if it was... I don't think the room was more confining. It felt like it was.
Yeah. Oh, also, Seth was hard, too, speaking of the secret area and all that.
Yes.
He was tough.
Seth is a boss that should not have been hard because his moveset is so simple, but he's just hard. I don't know why.
Yeah. Anyway, these are all names that mean nothing to you guys, but that game's really freaking hard, but also really good. I'm excited for the DLC.
It's, same. Super good game. Yeah. Love that game.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. Jamie, do you want to talk about any others that...
Yeah, I'll go through. I have 3 others that I want to mention real quick. One that I liked better than Silksong, which was a big surprise to me, was Hades 2, which did officially release last year. And I don't need to say much more about that game, but I just freaking adore it. Ended up playing it for 45 hours after the full release, and thought it was everything the first game was and more, and just totally obsessed.
The big boss on the top floor is pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, did the whole thing, beat it 10 times, and just couldn't ask for a better version of what that is. But I don't need to say too much more about that, but the two I want to mention that I'm pretty sure I liked much more than anyone else here, one I think maybe I'm the only one that played, is two that Shannon and I played together. One being Blueprints, which we just beat the shit out of and just like really, really loved and became quite obsessed with. And then the Roottrees Are Dead, which I think of those games kind of together. The Roottrees Are Dead is being the one that kind of respects your time more and is like finely crafted and honed. I think the whole game is like a couple 100 megs, not gigs, which is always nice. And just a really great self-contained puzzle game. But we really liked the Blueprints, and I think Shannon and I were stumped by it more than perhaps I remember like Geoff was. And it took us a fair amount of time to get through it. I can actually tell you how long. For 50 hours, okay.
I mean,
and
to be clear, I only ever went to room 46. I didn't do pretty much, like, I did bits and pieces of the other stuff, but I did not do it.
Same.
We played in such a way that we got a lot of that like stuff and then did that room. So I don't know how we did that.
That's wild to me.
Because Shannon has an interesting way of thinking laterally, but I don't know. I liked that game. I hope they come out with another one that delves a little more into the story, has a little bit more of a unique art style, and maybe leans more into continuity between runs in a way that I was just really wanting this game to do. But I just really loved it.
Did you get like all the secrets and stuff? Like, did you figure out like how to get to the? Well, I won't say things, but like, did you do crazy stuff in that game?
We did some crazy stuff. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff we did not do, and I know that if you want to get to like all the crazy stuff, I mean, people have playtimes of like 100 hours or whatever.
There's like one where you have to draft like 7 blue rooms in a row.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There's a lot.
You know about this, right? Yeah.
I've heard of it. We did not do that, but I could see us playing more for sure. And I just really enjoyed my time in it. Did any of you come away from it like really loving that game, or Geoff, you enjoyed it enough to?
I think Geoff and I are in the same boat of
I loved
enjoying it
to 46, and then I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
it was a great journey there. Like I enjoyed what they had, but then I had my fill by that point. And then like you guys were talking about, like once the really buck wild shit was like, hey man, do you want layers upon layers of puzzles? I was like, no, I'll see myself out. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there were 2 games there, right? There was kind of the roguelite resource management, like quote unquote, like environmental puzzle of like, how do I get from point A to point B? And then there was like the like meta puzzles that were like, what's all these chess pieces about? I don't know. I can't be bothered to write that stuff down.
Which we did, like, and that's the weird way that we played. Like
that's so cool.
Before Shannon has a notebook, and when I say notebook, I mean notebook of notes on this game that we like took leading up to us getting into that room, and so we front loaded a lot of that.
I think people only have so many of those. Let me rephrase that. I only have so many of those experiences within my capacity.
Yeah.
For me, that was Fez. I know Collin wrote the fucking Tunic language out on a piece of paper. So.
Oh wow! Okay.
Like,
that was one of my most. I loved that experience.
And that was the game that I was like, I don't think I can do this again because I did it in Fez already. So Jamie, when you're like, we had this amazing experience because we wrote shit down on a piece of paper that as we were like, taking notes on our journey, like, is such a cool thing to have. But it's like it's not something that I am fond of repeating. Maybe you are.
I think it's very much a Shannon thing. Like, the last game that Shannon got this obsessed with was the Sexy Brutale on PS3 and or 4, I think. And she occasionally just gets completely obsessed. The fact that she got super obsessed with the Roottrees was also unique for this year. However, the Roottrees has within it a note-taking system, which is excellent and allows you to avoid having a notebook and just makes it super easy. And I think that the Blueprints devs need to play the Roottrees Are Dead and work that system into their game for the sequel. I was
going to say I enjoyed Blueprints, but I think it could benefit from a lot of quality of life improvements that would then set up a sequel or, an expansion or like a remaster or something in a really, really awesome way. But there was just a like Silksong. There were many. What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
A perfect game. There's some opportunity for maybe some more player friendly decisions.
I hope you guys do play the Roottrees Are Dead, because I want you guys to find that notebook system, which allows you to essentially just like highlight text and plop it into a note, and without having to type anything out. And I just want that's like the perfect way to do it.
Yeah, so I played a little bit
in every game.
I played a little bit of Roottrees. So for those who don't know, the conceit of Roottrees is you're hired by a PI after a family perishes in a plane crash to fill out their family tree. To determine inheritances and stuff. And the way that works in gameplay is you're doing internet searching, right? Is that right, Jim?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The internet and also like databases. I started playing it and then I was like, I don't want to go on frickin' EBSCO-host.
You don't?
No! I was like, screw this. That's what turned me off. I was like, this is too much typing queries.
It's actually quite elegant at that. You don't need to hit things square in the head. I feel like it misleads you into thinking that you do. But it's a little forgiving in that sense, which you would, we beat the crap out of that game and we kind of like pushed up against the edges of it. And I think it's a really masterful thing. It's quite well regarded. I would encourage you to maybe give it another shot at some point, but, I just think that there's a lot of quality of life things in that tiny game that just make it so good. And yeah, I'm looking now, 844 megabytes. This game. Wow.
I thought you were going to say hours.
It seems it's probably like a 20, 30 hour game if you're doing everything.
No. Well, Shannon and I beat the crap out of the main story. Got everything there is to get on that family tree in 14 hours.
Oh, thank God.
Isn't there a post-game involving cause of death or something for a bunch of people?
Yeah, there's... But what they do, which is nice, is that the post-game and the extra stuff, it's literally like a separate thing from the menu. It's like, do you want to play the Roottrees Are Dead, or do you want to play this other thing? And play the Roottrees Are Dead first, and then play this other thing. So it's... I like how they separate that out.
And that other game is 800 gigabits. That sounds cool. Jamie, I'm glad you brought that up, because I know you got that game for me, and I had heard good things about it. But to hear that it is both mechanically favorable to the player and also a brisk experience really has me sold in something to pick up here in kind of the dead zone of this year. So that might be the thing to go pull and play for me now.
What Geoff said isn't wrong, though, so keep that in mind. It's not exciting, it's not groundbreaking. It's a very tiny puzzle game that is exactly what it looks like it is. But I just feel like it does that so well, and if you're in that mood, it will definitely reward you.
But you said it's like a cool, like you and Shannon played it together. You said, right?
Great game to play with a loved one, especially if they like puzzle games. Yeah.
I might see if Jen wants to play that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, thanks. That sounds like a fun one.
Yeah.
Any others to throw on the pile there? I think we'll probably wrap here. If anybody else has to speak to anything in particular, feel free. It's free for all. We just won't go around the horn anymore.
Umamusume is zeitgeisty. Not playing it anymore. It was a great month. End of story. But the memes survive. There still are horses.
You could be harvesting the carrot reaping the carrot harvest of the 1-year anniversary, Geoff, with me.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good forever.
Oh, okay. You could get Kita-san Black, but the character, not the card. Oh, you got the card, man, not the character. Not the horse girl.
Yeah,
She's
I
here.
don't have the character.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, you probably are. There's a third game mode.
I might watch Cinderella Grey. Apparently that's quite good.
Okay. I like Umamusume. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 also was on my list. We talked about that a whole bunch. It's really good.
Top tier.
Yeah. But that's all.
Collin, you, I think, sold us all hardcore on Abiotic Factor last time we were talking about it, and you ended up finishing that game, right?
Yes. That game fucking rocks, man.
That's so cool.
That game's fucking awesome, dude. Like, oh, man. Yeah, you should play that.
Is it single-player-able, or...
You can do it single-player if you want. I don't know.
I see words like survival crafting, and my brain turns off.
It is. It's not Minecraft.
Is it more than that?
It's some survival crafting, but it's also Half-Life and silly.
Okay. Got me back.
Yeah.
In, out.
And you can make a lot of silly, cool stuff. Beat up the bad guys. And there's like an actual story and everything behind it, and you go through the labs and you figure out the crisis, and then it gets fucking wild. And you go to all the different dimensions and do silly shit. It's really cool.
Is there a gravity gun?
There's portals to opening to different crazy
PlayStation portals
and worlds. And what's that?
PlayStation portals?
Not quite. A little bit better than that, I think. But one of them's like a Silent Hill world, and one of them's that's
spooky.
Some of them are like it's really neat. Oh man,
can you play it in third person so I don't get scared?
It's not very scary.
Okay,
not very scary. I'm not gonna get scared.
Okay, I made it through.
Well, except for there's one thing that might scare you the first time, but then you'll be like, okay.
I want to talk about Requiem, but that's a 2026 game. We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
It's a great game though.
Modern game. Let's see here. Anybody else have anything notable?
Shinobi was cool.
And
there's DLC coming out. You can fight Dr. Robotnik now.
Ooh. Should I play that? That's
is
it a Metroidvania? Is that what it is?
It's just is it? It's not a Metroidvania.
Oh yeah.
No.
You get abilities and you go back to levels and break through doors that you couldn't get through before.
Yeah,
you
never have to go back to levels to get things to progress.
True.
Maybe more of a Mega Man.
I would say it's a Metroidvania.
I would say it's an action platform.
It's an Animal Weller, but good.
We'll say Metroidvania-like. You do get abilities that can allow you to do other things in previous stages. That is true. But it's a level-based design. You go from one level to another level. It's not like an interconnected world.
It's a 2D action platformer with Metroidvania elements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, also very respectful of the player too, in that like you can just hop in and hop out of levels, and like the save points, or not save points, but like the teleport points in the levels are very generous, and like the ability to exit a level and just like transport yourself from one location to another location in just a quick menu press is merciful.
Yeah.
And it's on Switch too.
And it's got good music.
Well, Switch actually. Not
yeah,
Switch
it does.
I'm downloading the demo right now as we speak.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It will make you not good at Silksong.
Oh no! Make sure you finish Silksong first.
I'm way ahead of you on that one.
All right, you've been warned.
That's
impossible. Nobody's ever done that.
It's the last boss.
I really thought when I heard Griff came back to fight the last judge, I didn't know if he was going to Griff, I'm not gonna lie. I never thought you were gonna finish the entire game.
It's too
But
hard.
I definitely thought what would make you quit was beating the last judge, but then getting killed by the troll meme explosion after you beat the last judge, and then having to do it again.
Oh my god, no way. I'm glad you saved me from ever experiencing that.
You didn't even fight the Cogwork soldiers. They're fun.
Oh,
They're not even that
yeah.
hard.
I bet.
it was so good.
It's just
Maybe I should
And
play it again,
Trovio.
but on the PlayStation where the controller is
Trovio
good.
fucked me up.
Trovio was hard, man.
His refight was ruthless. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
yep.
That was a hard
Yeah.
one.
There's a refight.
Yeah. It's a long game. It's like a 40-hour game.
He's
That-
more dramatic Trovio.
Doesn't seem too long.
It makes me so sad hearing you talk about it and realize that I will never beat this game.
You must.
I think
Maybe
you're
one
okay.
day.
I think you're okay. I mean, there's something special about the world building in those games, but it's too hard. But it is cool
It
to go
is.
to the surface.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to service. That's true.
Let's
That was
put
cool.
2025 to bed finally, and look forward to super chill, super respectful, and non-oppressively difficult games in 2026.
Yeah.
Yay!
Good, nice, concise, tight packages that are.
Like Dragon Quest VII. Concise game. It's like a concise 85 hours.
You're in and you're out.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Well, this has been super fun. I think it's been also interesting because, like, you know, we have talked about these games quite a bit already because of, you know, our limited episode count, and just like I think there was a lot of good games last year to really.
Yeah.
I know I
So
enjoyed
too.
sinking my teeth into a lot of games and spending a lot of time with a lot of games. I'm honestly very unnerved this year about like the pace of things and how little I'm playing. So we'll see as the year continues, but I think 2025 was a very, very was a high watermark in terms of quality of games in general.
Play Requiem, Griff. It's really good.
Oh,
It
okay.
is.
Let me get right on that.
Is that a joke?
I played it. It's too scary for me.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
I can't play it.
It was too spooky for me, too, but I made it through.
Yeah, nope. I'm a wiener. Can't do it.
All right.
Anyway, this wiener's been Griffin Hoffmann, and this podcast has been Moss Barrel Radio. With me has been Geoff Brewer,
Yeah.
excellent human, big Ripley stud man who can face down any challenge,
What the
Resident Evil flavored or audio.
Wow. That's
Jamie Scherer, thanks for joining.
Thank
Oh,
you.
he doesn't get a
He doesn't
freaking
get
hype
anything.
track.
Okay, sorry, Dr. Jamie Scherer.
He can give you ketamine.
Woo!
Not a single ripple in sight, but that's fine.
And the smooth Collin Connett.
You don't even have to mention me, Griff.
He's the
All
platinum
right.
beast, is what he is.
Yes.
If he were an enemy in Bloodborne, he'd be the platinum beast.
All right. We'll see you next year. Bye.
Bye.